What's up guys, Brendan here with Harberts Health. Thank you once again for checking in, I really appreciate it. In today's quick video, we are going to be chatting about weighing your food, why it's important, and maybe who doesn't necessarily need to weigh their food. So before we start, if hearing weigh your food makes no sense to you, it means that you are weighing the food you are eating on a food scale similar to this. An example of this would be, let's say you want to have 2 servings of jasmine rice. 1 serving of jasmine rice is 52 grams, so you would then need 104 grams of jasmine rice. You would take that rice out of the bag, make sure that whatever you're putting it into is zeroed out on the scale, put it in there until you get to 104 grams. That is literally what weighing your food is. Very basic. So before we go into why I think it's important that most people weigh their food, let's first talk about what person probably doesn't need to weigh their food. If you have experience in the past with tracking your food and you have a good idea of what the correct portion sizes look like for the food that you eat throughout the day, and your goals in regards to health and fitness are basically just maintaining a healthy lifestyle, you probably don't need to weigh your food. The reason I say that is because if you have a good idea already of, let's say, what does 6 ounces of cooked red meat look like, and you can just eyeball that and eat that and you don't go way over and you're not going way under, you're probably fine not weighing every single thing you put in your body. Now, the reason I say if you have experience tracking your food in the past, you're probably someone that doesn't need to weigh your food is because if you haven't portioned out your food before correctly or weighed out your food or even measured it out with a measuring cup, people tend to go way overboard with how much they actually think 1 serving of food is, and going way overboard on that food means that you're eating a lot more calories than you're initially thinking you're eating in that meal. So to recap that, if you're somebody whose goal is just to basically maintain where you're currently at, you don't really want to lose any weight, you don't really want to gain any weight, you're happy with where you're at and you just want to keep living a healthy, active lifestyle, and you've tracked your food before in the past, by no means do you really need to weigh your food every single day, but I do think it is good sometimes if you're eating relatively similar foods throughout the day to maybe weigh for 1 day just to make sure you're getting in that general calorie range that you think you want to be at. So now we are to be chatting about who do I think should weigh their food. If you are somebody who has an actual numerical or a pretty strict goal that they want to hit, for example, let's say I want to lose 15 pounds or I want to gain 10 pounds. It's probably a good idea for someone like that to be weighing their food. Here's why. First and foremost, if your coach, whether it's me or someone else, tells you you need to be eating 2,800 calories on a daily basis, you need to make sure that you are getting very close to those 2,800 calories on a daily basis, because it's basically impossible for us to make adjustments for you if you're eating 2,300 one day, 3,300 the next day, 2,700 the third day. There's not much we can do there because you are being very up and down with how many calories you're getting throughout the day, and we have no idea how your body is responding to your current caloric goals. The second reason is it's really easy to overeat by quite a bit if you are just eyeballing your food. What we think is 1 serving very easily can turn into 1.5 or 2 servings, and next thing you know, you're getting an additional 500 to 800 calories in a day throughout 3 or 4 meals. To prove the difference between eyeballing or using something like a measuring cup versus actually weighing your food, which is the best possible way to measure your food, we are going to be doing a little test here. Our test food is going to be jasmine rice from Costco, my favorite place on earth, and also my wife's favorite place on earth. For jasmine rice, a serving size is 1/4 cup dry, which means that it's uncooked in this current state, which should weigh 52 grams. If I was going to weigh my rice, I would literally scoop it out like I showed you guys earlier, put it on the scale until it got to 52. But let's say you're somebody that's like, I just don't want to weigh my food, I don't want to take the time to bring my scale out of the cupboard, and I just want to use a measuring cup, throw it into the container and boil it and make it. And then you're like, well, I want to have 4 servings of rice for my meal today. And you take the measuring cup, put it in the bag, you take it out, you make sure it's relatively level, make sure that the scale is zeroed out and dump it in. And to nobody's surprise, the number on the scale is a lot higher than 208 grams. It is 260 grams to be precise. So that means that if you were using a measuring cup to make your rice for your meal tonight or tomorrow, whatever you're eating, you are getting an entire extra serving than you thought you were getting, which would equal 40 more carbs than you initially thought you were eating. Is 40 carbs in a day going to be the end of the world? No, of course not. It's 40 carbs. It's not that many extra calories throughout your day. But if you have goals that you want to hit, you need to be pretty dang close to where your macros and calories are supposed to be at, or you may not see the progress that you want to see. Plus, you have to remember that if you're using a measuring cup for rice and you're getting way more rice than you thought, if you're using a measuring cup or eyeballing other foods that you're eating throughout the day, you're likely getting more in those foods as well. So that is just an example as to why I think it's a really good idea to weigh your food, especially if you're just starting out with your health and fitness goals, whether you want to lose or gain weight and you don't have much experience with tracking your food in the past. And again, if you don't want to weigh your food or you just want to eyeball it, that's okay. That's fine. You just need to be prepared to maybe not see your progress at the rate that you maybe want to see it at. What's most important though is that you are living an active, healthy lifestyle and making mindful choices of the foods that you're eating. Whether you lose those 20 pounds in 12 weeks or 20 weeks, what's most important is that you are establishing good habits throughout your life. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully this video made sense. It's kind of hard to explain the concept without literally and physically showing you, which is why I wanted to do this. So I hope everything made sense for you guys. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below or direct message us. And if you're interested in nutrition coaching, don't be afraid to reach out. We'd love to work with you. Thanks so much. See you next time.